Welcome to today's video. Today I will be talking you through some of my top stretches for people who are desk workers. So we live a very sedentary lifestyle at the moment. So that means we sit for prolonged periods of time, and in doing so it means that a lot of our muscles become inactive or unengaged. So these stretches are ideal to do at your desk, so there's no excuses not to do them. They only take a couple of minutes and they're a really good way of just firing up those muscles that kind of take a little bit of time out when we sit down. So our first one, we're going to open through the sides of the body. So these are muscles that we tend to really switch off when we sit facing forward for a long time. So I want you to sit on your chair. Now you might need to come forward a little bit because you want to have your feet flat to the floor, don't let them dangle. And you want to have your knees in line with the hips. Lift the spine nice and tall, but make sure you're not coming into that rib cage flare. So you're still slight engagement at the core, draw the ribs down towards the hips. We're just going to inhale, reach the arms up. Grab hold of one wrist, really put it up towards the sky so that shoulder can come up towards your ear, and then you're just going to lean forward. Keep the chest facing forward, keep your bum flat to the floor. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, switch. And you can do a few of these each way. Maybe play with the movement when you next take it over to the other side. See how it feels when you start twisting, looking down to the corner of the left-hand side of the chair. Inhale, come back to center. And again, just have a little bit of a play with it and just see where those areas of the body are feeling tight. So the next one, wrist stretches. Now, I know this is going to make a few people groan, but if you sit at a desk for a prolonged period of time at a keyboard, whether that's a laptop or a computer, your wrists are stuck in this position. So like everything, when we're in one position for a long period of time, we really need to counteract that in order to stop any injuries or any repetitive strain from happening. So all I want you to do is send one arm out straight. So I'm going to send my right arm out straight. Have the hand in line with the shoulder, spread the fingers, and first of all, just see how this feels. This might already bring a little bit of tension and tightness into the forearms, so maybe just stay with this one. If you want to increase the stretch, what you can do is take your other hand, take it to the palm of the hand and just press back. And then you've got to press the right hand into the left. You've got to create a little bit of resistance as we work through the wrists and the forearms. Try and hold it for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then repeat on the other side. Eventually with these exercises, you kind of want to build up so that you're holding them for at least 30 seconds each time. So I'm a big fan of the next one because it targets the hips and the glutes. So we're going to come into a variation of seated pigeon. All we're going to do is pick your right foot up, take it on top of your left ankle. So it depends on how open your hips are or how much mobility you've actually got in your hips, depends on what this looks like. So don't get hooked up on that too much. Maybe your knees up here, that's perfectly fine. All I want you to do though is work with what you've got. And I want you to point your toes towards your knees so you're flexing the foot. You might feel that increased stretch in the shin. If this is enough of a stretch, that's fine. Stay here, but just make sure that the rest of the body is in correct position. So again, slight engagement of the core, lift the chest up, shoulders away from the ears. And you're going to sit here for about 3 to 5 breaths. Try and work up to that 30-second hold. If you want to increase it, what you can do is take a hand to your ankle, to your knee, slightly press down. Also have the option to try and press that knee back into the hand, build a little bit of resistance. And then again, maybe play around with it, see what it feels like if you start hinging yourself forward. But don't get tempted to come all the way down. You want to make sure that your bum, your sit bone, is flat to the floor. So also when we sit in this position, it encourages the upper body, the shoulders in particular, to round. So even if you start your day with good intentions, with great posture, I can guarantee you by the end of the day, your posture is definitely got a little bit sloppy. So this is a great way to undo that rounding of the shoulders and engage the upper back muscles. So we're just going to come into cactus arms. So make sure your elbows are in line with the shoulders, spread those fingers, pull the ribs down towards the hips, don't allow the lower back to take the brunt of this exercise, and then you're just going to slightly press the elbows further behind you, and you'll be able to feel that stretch in the front of the shoulders if you have been sitting in that forward flexion for a prolonged period of time. So you can maybe just hold it here, or maybe slowly bring your forearms together, nice and slowly, control the whole movement, and then squeeze your forearms in. Open the arms back up, pinch the shoulder blades. Another option here is to reach the arms up towards the sky Imagine you're doing a pull-up, so create a little bit of resistance as you slowly draw those elbows down. So give those a go and see how much it changes your posture. So this is probably my favourite pose of all of them. This is a really good one for opening through the chest into the thoracic spine. So this is a big area that really has to compensate quite a lot when we're in a sedentary position. All you're going to do is you're going to stand behind the back of the chair, place your hands on the top. You're going to walk yourself out. So you want to have your arms quite straight. So do be careful if you have a chair with wheels on. You might want to make sure that it's on like a carpeted ground so that the chair doesn't slide away from you. Feet are hip width apart. All you're going to do is start dropping your chest down through the arms. Eventually, you want to be able to relax the muscles so much that you can drop your chest, your forehead, or just your head through your arms. And you're going to hold it here. Press your hands down into the ground. That'll help activate the front of the shoulder muscles. Maybe play around with it by slightly looking underneath your left armpit. Come back to the center, look to the right. When you're here, I want you to really think about nice steady inhales and exhales, because that breath work is also going to help open up the intercostal muscles, the back muscles, and all those other muscles that really get constricted when we sit down. So give these exercises a go, let me know how you get on, and hopefully they help.